In this question, we'll be graphing the equation y is equal to negative 3 to the x power. And you see that there's no parentheses. The x power right here is only good for the number 3. And to graph this, I will show you guys with a table. So let's first make a table with 5 points. I will pick some x values, and the y value will be negative 3, and then raised to the x power like this. And I'm going to have 5 points for you guys. And notice that right here for the exponent, this is just an x. This is not x minus 1. This is not x plus 2, whatnot. It's just an x, right? Therefore, I'm going to select 0 for my first x value, and let me put that right in the middle, right here. And the reason is because we can pick some negative x values, then we can pick some positive x value, right? Let's see. When x is equal to 0, we will have negative 3 raised to the 0's power. And do this really carefully. The 0 is only good for the 3, right? And we know if you look at this as 3 to the 0's power, let me just focus this right here with you guys. I'll make the 3 right here in red. If you look at 3 to the 0's power, that will give us positive 1. However, we do still have the negative earlier. We have to maintain that. Therefore, it is going to be negative 1. Be careful with that. And as I said, I'm going to pick some negative x values and positive x values. Let me just do the positive version first. I'm going to pick 1 and 2. I'm just going to work this out. Plugging 1 into this x right here, we will have negative 3 to the first power. And once again, this 1 is only good for the number 3. And we know 3 to the first power is 3, and we maintain that negative, so we have negative 3. Plugging 2 into this x, we will have negative 3 to the second power like this. And then be sure you know that the second power is only good for the 3, right? So 3 to the second power is 9, and we maintain that negative x. We maintain this negative sign right here. So negative 9 altogether. And then you just pick some negative x values. Let's pick on negative 1, negative 2, and we see this one is going to give us negative 3 and raised to the negative 1 power. So let's focus this part. 3 raised to the negative 1. It will give us 1/3. 3 to the negative 1 is a fraction, 1/3. And don't forget, we maintain the negative. One more. Negative 2 right here, plug in. We have negative 3 raised to the negative 2 power. And look at this carefully. 3 to the negative 2 power. This is going to give us 1/3 squared, which is 9 in the denominator. We have 1/9 for 3 to the negative 2 power. And then still maintain that negative symbol. And then we are ready. So I'm just going to show you guys this real quick. So let's say this is my 0, 1, 2, and then this is 0, this is 1, 2, the negative versions. And I'm just going to show you guys this right here. Let's say this is 1, and this is, I don't know, something like that. But this is negative 1, for example, negative 3, and let's say this is negative 9, just like that. Okay, so this is negative 1, this is negative 3, and I'm not going to draw like little lines. You can just count on your own. We are ready. Let's see. Plugging this first, right? 0, negative 1, which is right here. This is my first point. And let's see, we have 1, negative 3. 1 is right here, negative 3 for the y value right here. And we have 2, negative 9. 2, negative 9 down here like that. And then when x is equal to negative 1, we see that the y value is negative 1/3. And just estimate that yourself. From here to here, let's say it's 1. So you cut into 3 pieces, right? So it's about right here. So this is about negative 1, negative 1/3. And then the last one, negative 2 for the x value, which is right here, and the y value is negative 1/9. Well, you just go even closer to the x-axis. This is negative 1/3, so you just cut into 3 pieces. It's going to be like right there, right? And we are pretty much ready. And the graph of the exponential function like this is that you know this is going to be really flat. And the curve will never cross the x-axis in this case, right? So be sure you don't cross the x-axis and just follow along the curve like that. And once again, in this case, the curve, this part, it will never cross the x-axis. And the reason is because it doesn't matter what you choose for the x value. In this case, the y value can never be 0, and the y value can never go above 0. And this right here is it. This is the graph where y is equal to -3, and then here you have the x power right here. That's it.